An international student who only arrived in Australia a month ago has now been charged over the death of a motorcycle rider in Sydney's West.
The driver of the ute, 23-year-old Gavir Singh, was charged with negligent driving causing death. He only arrived here from India on a student visa last month.
Now, yes, somebody is finally making this video, and I'm probably going to get cancelled, who knows, but I hope you guys blow it up, and I hope you guys leave your feedback down below. Because you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, and should Indians really be allowed to drive in Australia? That is a big question. And let me just tell you my personal thoughts here, because I'm not saying Indians should be banned from driving. I'm not saying any specific group of people should be banned from driving. What I'm saying is, if you look at the facts, they are some of the worst drivers on the planet. And if they're coming here getting little to no training and driving with us, I think we got a problem. And that really goes for anyone who's not used to driving on Western roads. I think they should have to prove themselves before they ever get the chance to go in a vehicle. Because right now, our current system, they can just come over, New South Wales, Victoria, it's 6 months. I got an Indian license, mate. This is as good as an Indian license. This is probably better than an Indian license. Let me just scribble something here. License. What are we, 2025? I'm just like absolutely making a mess of this. India. A-OK, gas, go. That is an Indian. I'm not joking, guys. I am not joking. This is serious. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you guys. I have evidence. And hey, I'm the first one to stand up, and I'll say I wasn't born here. I immigrated to Australia, but I grew up in Canada. I learned how to drive in Canada. I've driven all through New Zealand. Then I moved here, and let me tell you, the roads are pretty similar. And yeah, was it easy for me to transition my license? It was too easy. It was ridiculous. Literally, I just handed them my license, told them where I was living now, and they handed me an Aussie license. I didn't have to do anything. So should you probably have to go around the block at minimum? Yes. And for these other people who come from countries that don't have hardly any rules, a lot of Southeast Asia, Africa, a lot of these places don't have any rules. I'm mainly picking on the Indians because they have a really, really bad statistic when it comes to car crashes in India. So from the BBC, this is from the BBC, they report India as having over 170,000 deaths in 2023 from road fatalities, like road crashes. That averages, guys, doing the math, 474 deaths a day, or nearly one death every 3 minutes. And look, according to the World Economic Forum, which I don't like them, India actually has the highest on record in the entire world for road fatalities. They record them at 250,000 per year dead. That is not something you don't want to be proud of. But what does this all stem down from? Like, what is actually happening? And if you guys don't know, which, hey, I think a lot of you have never been to India, a lot of you don't watch Indian TV, you probably don't know how they drive in India. Well, I'm going to show you because it is pure chaos. And when you're watching that, you're just thinking, like, how does anyone get anywhere? How 250,000 a year sounds low now, doesn't it? But have a look at this video. I just want to show you this video as well, because this really reiterates the fact that this is as good as an Indian license.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. So I am in India again. About 2 or 3 months ago, I did a driving lesson video with Sodhi from Sodhi Driving School. He run the local driving school.
Bro's
which
locked
got
in.
the most 5-star reviews, more than any other local driving school. And in the last video, which I said was a couple of months ago, we did a driving lesson where they gave me a few tips. But today we're going to do a video of an actual driving test, how a driving test takes place in India. So we're at the driving course. It's a closed course. It's not out on the main roads. And Sodi's going to instruct me.
I just want to pause it for a second. It's a closed course because, again, look at how they drive in India. There is absolutely 0% chance that anyone can do a driving test on the public roads of India and pass. Like, there's just no, you can't do a test. So they got a closed test. Actually, credit. Looks kind of cool, but let's see what he goes like.
The driving test is only going to be about 5 minutes, and you're going to make me do everything. You're going to make me do, yeah? Okay?
First is the parallel parking. Only
Parallel parking.
only 1 minute and 26 second timing. You only parallel parking.
So you have 1 minute, 1 minute 26 seconds on there,
Yeah, हाँ parallel parking.
time limit on there?
Time limit.
Okay, so when he asked me to do the parallel parking, we have a time limit of 1 minute 26 seconds?
And
Okay, that's quite precise.
1 minute,
And,
26 seconds to
time
parallel
limit.
park.
or if
Is any
you,
other time
Bro, you
limit?
can't make this stuff up.
no, the full lesson is the 5 minute.
Okay, the
Only
full-
only in the parallel parking
Okay.
1 minute 26 second.
Okay, cool.
Get
Right,
the
so
seatbelts
should we get
on.
started, yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, ready? Shall I start?
Yeah.
Yo. Mr. Driving Instructor doesn't know how to put a seatbelt on. Bro, you can tell this guy has never put his seatbelt on. Like, he's just like, oh shit, the cameras
Ready? Okay, start.
cameras are on. I gotta get the seatbelt on. I can't get it on. Oh my god. Seatbelt is optional in India.
Left turn.
Left turn, well, you can't go anywhere else. Just blew a stop sign. No speed limit signs. I don't think they have speed limits in India. It's just whatever. Whatever. Another stop sign. Weird. Okay, so this is where they got a reverse park.
The parallel parking.
Stop here.
Stop.
Parallel park here, I guess. Okay.
Your parallel parking time 1 minute 26 seconds.
1 minute 26
Okay.
seconds.
And you want me to park in the box, yeah?
Yeah, left.
Okay.
This is a wild test. How hard is this?
Follow the arrow.
Which arrow?
The left side.
To the left side, yeah?
Yeah.
Another stop sign. Stop signs don't need stop signs, I guess.
That's in the 8 point turning.
8.10 it's called, yeah?
Yeah. Never touch the white line. The left side.
Straight, yeah?
The left side. Right side.
Straight right.
Right
Bro.
side. After left. Park. Back.
So go here and stop, yeah?
Yeah. Straight.
We got the next student in line.
Okay, is that the end, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so did I pass or fail?
There was a pass.
I passed.
Yeah.
I'm
Definitely
glad
pass.
to hear that. Thank you very much. Any mistakes?
There are sometimes the parallel parking 1 minute 26 and your parallel parking time 1 minute 35.
Oh, you was counting that?
Yeah.
Well, that's impressive. So what happens there? Is that, do they fail me for that then or?
Yeah.
So I failed. I didn't pass.
No, pass. Only 10 minutes more.
10 seconds.
You're
more.
10
Are we
seconds
allowed
more.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Okay, that's okay. Everything okay.
Seriously, guys. Like, This is I'm being dead serious. Like, this is dead serious. And that's the test. That is legitimately the test. Like, I'm not having to go. If you want to come here, you want to learn how to drive properly, like, show us you can drive and, be safe. No dramas. Contribute. All good. Like, let them in. If they want to work hard and be a member of Australia and do have good values, let's go. Let's go. But we can't be letting people, especially that are the ones doing all the driving jobs, Ubers, taxis, truck driving, food delivery. That is like, we all know it. Like, I'm not just, am I being the stereotype racist guy? I don't know. But like, we all know that is the majority of who you see working there are Indian people who migrated here. Like, that's what they like to do. They like to do driving jobs. And, hey, fair enough. If you want to be, if you're good at it, let's go. That's great. But I don't think so. There's too many stories. I've got way too many stories on here to show you guys. Way too many stories. Again, just going off the Australian Bureau of Statistics, right? Those that have been born in India now move to Australia to permanently relocate. It's the largest increase since 2014. And let me tell you, when 2025 statistics come up, it is going to be all-time high again. You can just about guarantee it with this Labour government. That's almost 1 million Indian-born people who live here now. It's almost 1 million. That's just basically tied now, just underneath English-born. So people from England, which you think Australia, England, like all the convicts. Who filled this place? It was English. So that seems like a fairly standard point. But now we are literally just about to witness the overtake of England as the largest immigrant. It is going to be now Indians in Australia. So Indians will be the majority of the immigrants is Indian. And let's not even forget, that's just people who are permanently here. That's permanently here. The temporary visas are off the chart. Like, it's close to 3 million. I think the exact number is something like 2.77 million are on temporary visas. Now, that's foreigners in general, but I believe from data I've got here, it's over 300,000 of that 2.7 is Indians. So that's just from India. They're the highest. So they are the highest on temporary visas here. And obviously, as everyone would expect, just underneath that, it's China. I think they're at like 200,000. I literally went to the shop before turning this camera on because I wanted a drink, right? I wanted a little bit of a pick-me-up. Went and got an energy drink on Noxy Shred at 7-Eleven. And I had this two guys, they looked to be Indian to me. I'm just saying what I was visually seeing. Pull up next to my ute. We're turning right onto Great Eastern Highway. Start going when the light goes green. We're turning around the corner. And what do I see as the truck is basically turning parallel right with me? I look over and his load, he has got a pallet of some kind of material stacked up, not secured, not strapped down, just wrapped in a little bit of plastic, right? He's turning the corner with me. I look to my right. A couple of things fall off of his truck. Like the pallet started leaning and then these boards like fell out. Like they were big boards. And this is a busy road. Great Eastern Highway is a main highway in Perth. And I literally went, whoa, and like swerved over. And then I looked behind me and all the traffic had like stopped and slowed. He's realized it at least. He's seen that something fell out. And he's like cut across all the traffic and tried to pull over and go and get it. But this is the kind of clownery where they think that just because I drove a truck in India, like I'm qualified to come here on a visa and work as a truck driver. No, you're freaking not, man. Bro. Fucking peanut. If you want to come and do the proper training and really learn how to do it properly, then fine. That's all good. But the old saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like, it's like me. I grew up in Canada. I was raised in Canada. And in Canada, we speed. Like, casual speeding is normal. Like, you'll see a grandma on the 401 highway and you'll be doing 120 in a 100 zone and she'll come by you at 140. Like, that's just normal. Like, it's normal. Casual speeding is normal in Canada. I moved here. Obviously, it is not that normal. The speeding fines are incredibly strict. Cameras everywhere, police everywhere. Lots of Karens. Like, everyone drives quite slowly, in my personal opinion. It's very hard for me to drive bang on the speed limit. Like, it is just in my nature because of my growing up. The same thing for these guys who've been born and grown up in India. They've been driving in India. It's very hard to erase a lot of these habits. The seat belts on, like.
What was that? What is that?
It's a nip for the beef. That's beef.
So I guess you don't normally put the belt on, do you?
Okay.
Do you put the belt on?
Okay.
Not the belt on? No.
No.
Okay, right.
It's India, man. No need to wear a belt here.
Like, this is just stuff that's never been ingrained into them. So I'm not having to go at, and saying every Indian driver, like, can never be a good driver, can never drive here. I'm just saying we should be putting in better systems so that we are making sure they're properly trained and they can actually drive safely here. Let's just dive into some of these stories. Now, I don't know how long this video is going to go for, but I'm going to make it as long as it needs to be because I have countless stories here, some of which are going to break your goddamn heart. Like, I was almost in tears when I was researching this stuff. A couple of stories, when we start talking about kids and stuff in car crashes involving trucks, it is really sickening. And as a father, it's something you don't want to think about. So, but let's just kick it off. Here's a story I've been following actually locally here in Perth because this actually was back in the news just quite recently.
The family of a young girl run down and left for dead outside her southern suburb school say they're frustrated after justice was delayed yet again. Sentencing for the driver responsible had to be put off after a judge questioned a psychological report claiming the woman has the problem-solving skills of a child. Brianna Inferreira has the details.
Alexis Lloyd was left with several broken bones and restricted to a wheelchair after she was struck outside her school on June 27 in 2023. It sparked a major police hunt for the driver, and after a painstaking investigation that took almost 2 months, officers closed in on Ms. Shaheen. She was arrested and charged with failing to stop, failing to report and no authority to drive. Judge Laura Christian today said she had difficulty accepting a psychological report in which Ms. Shaheen had been assessed as having verbal abilities of a 10-year-old child and non-verbal problem solving of a 6-year-old. The judge told the court she struggled to understand how someone with those cognitive abilities had undergone 2 years of college in Pakistan and managed to get a driver's license. The judge then made an order for a neuropsychological report. Is there anything you'd like to say to Alexis and her family?
Ms. Shaheen, do you intend to apologise?
Yes, I'm really apologize.
Why didn't you stop?
I'm not angel, I'm human. I mistakenly accident, not intentionally doing. I'm not doing it intentionally. It's an accident.
Just sickening stuff. And I have to say it again, the court system in Australia is beyond broken. And this is just one of the stories. We're going to go through a few more. The fact that she's drives through a school zone, hits a schoolgirl, breaking multiple bones, leaves her for dead, evades the scene, runs back home, hides for 2 months, then finally gets caught, then has the indecency to try and plead that, I didn't know, everything, I didn't mean to do it, rah, rah, rah. I'm and then a psychological exam saying she has the problem solvings of a 10-year-old. She went to college for 2 years, has done her so-called driving tests here, and this is the outcome. Like, this is, oh man, like, and you know she is going to get a slap on the wrist, and it is so pathetic. It gets my blood boiling already. Let's move on to another story here.
Sakshi Agrawal was trying to beat a tram when she mowed down a young nurse who was on her way to work. CCTV capturing the moment the white Tesla travelling at 58 kilometres an hour failed to stop. 26-year-old Nicole Lagos was thrown up to 10 metres along Wattle Tree Road, leaving her with catastrophic brain damage. But instead of stopping to help, the court heard 25-year-old Agrawal, an Indian national in Melbourne on a bridging visa, panicked, accelerating away from the scene before parking in a nearby street. She phoned her boyfriend and her roommate, asked them to pick her up, went home to change her clothes and have a drink of water before returning to the crash site 2 hours later, where she was arrested by police. Initially, Agrawal blamed her Tesla, telling police it was in autopilot and the auto braking had failed. But investigations revealed that was untrue. She eventually admitted she was responsible. In court, Judge Rosen accepted the 25-year-old had avoided acknowledging her role in the crash due to post-traumatic stress disorder. Despite prior traffic infringements, he said he didn't believe she was at risk of reoffending. Agrawal was sentenced to 9 months in jail, her licence suspended for at least 4 years.
So there we have another perfect example of a young Indian national who's recently migrated here. Driving her Tesla, not paying attention, trying to beat a tram, boom, takes out a young girl, and she didn't get off so lightly. She's dead. And this is the kind of craziness, and it even said in this case that she had prior traffic infringements, like she had prior issues as well already. So I don't know exactly what that is. I feel like a lot of this narrative, they try and hide it, just pathetic. Trying to blame it on the Tesla, again, smokes her, doesn't get out, doesn't try and help her, runs home, and then gets caught, and no accountability. No accountability at all. And, killing someone, in my opinion, that's cold blood. 9 months. 9 months jail. It's not enough. And she's probably going to be out in 4 months. The system here is pathetic. You're probably going to do 4 months on good behavior and then you have a good behavior bond after or some shit. Yeah, it's... She should have got 9 years at least. And then deported back right away. Right away. Deport. We just don't need people like that. I'm sorry. This is the kind of craziness. This is really bad.
Survivor of a multiple fatality collision near Shepparton in rural Victoria has told his family the 4 victims were very happy when they left his farm. The freelance farm labourers were all from India and hired for the day by driver Harinder Singh Randhawa. Police say 3 of the 4 male victims were ejected from Mr Randhawa's Peugeot as it collided with a Toyota Hilux at an intersection on the McIver Highway on the way to Shepparton yesterday. The Hilux driver was treated for minor injuries at Goulburn Valley Health Hospital. Investigations are being made into whether the Peugeot passengers were wearing seatbelts.
So I guess you don't normally put the belt on, do you?
Okay.
Do you put the belt on?
Okay.
Not the belt on? No.
No.
Okay, right.
It's India, man. No need to wear a belt here.
Yep. Not wearing seatbelts. 3 of the 4 guys ejected out the car. Obviously not wearing seatbelts. And from the look of it, it looks like they didn't stop at an intersection or something and they were T-boned. That's just what it looks like. I don't know. But remember the driving test. Old mate, the driving instructor, could barely put his seatbelt on. Indians relish in the fact that they never wear seatbelts. Ask anyone actually from India, they've never wear their seatbelt.
It's India, man. No need to wear a belt here.
And in that driving test as well, there was 4 stop signs, blew all they never had to stop. I don't understand why they even had stop signs up, but you know, I mean, yeah, it's just, this is the kind of stuff, man. Like, you know, the whole saying that everyone says, import third world, become third world. I mean, in driving terms, it's happening. It is happening. And this has been an issue, not just in recent times, but for a long time. And I found a video as well from here, I believe it was from 2008, and this case is still ongoing because old mate killed a young boy. He was drunk driving, doing like stupid speeds, I think in Victoria. Killed somebody, got caught for it, got released on bail, and then fled the country on like his cousin's or his buddy's passport. And he's still not being brought to justice. And just watch this. It's just, enough is enough, man.
The grieving father of the young man run down by Puneet is demanding Jacinta Allen pushes for the cowardly killer's extradition during her visit to India. Peter Hofsey told Reid Butler he's desperate for justice.
The Premier packed, preparing to jet off on her first international tour in the state's top job. Jacinta Allen bound for India.
We've got an itinerary that is chock-a-block full of business meetings, government meetings, creative and cultural meetings.
Okay, I'm just going to stop it there, and I'm just going to say she needs to get the hell out of Victoria and let Victoria heal. What the hell are you doing flying to India? Like, that's the... Fix Melbourne. How about you stay there and fix the place?
Peter's 19-year-old son, Dean, died after being hit by drink driver Puneet in 2008. He fled the scene of the crash but was later caught. Before he could face justice, though, he escaped to India using a friend's passport. The cowardly Puneet was eventually arrested in his home country, but lengthy local legal delays have held up his extradition to Australia.
She seems to be making a mockery of the judicial system in India.
Puneet was driving at 150 kilometres an hour when he killed Dean, and despite never showing any remorse and running away, he's previously begged the Hofsey family to pardon him, even trying to claim his life has been ruined too.
Poor bloke, man. Really, really poor bloke. And again, this, like, number one, I think at least he was caught in India and he's been sort of, I assume that he's in some kind of a jail over there, but maybe he's not. I'm not sure. But extraditing him here, he's going to get a fucking slap on the wrist anyways. You just seen that other lady get a 9-month jail term. Like, yeah, she wasn't drunk, and yeah, she wasn't going 150, but, like, these guys get slaps on the wrist. Like, there's no penalties here. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Seriously, it's a free-for-all, and it's got to stop.
An international student who only arrived in Australia a month ago has now been charged over the death of a motorcycle rider in Sydney's West. They crashed last night at an intersection residents claim is dangerous, locals having witnessed several collisions in the past few years.
It's near the end of the evening rush home along Olympic Drive, Lidcombe. A ute starts to make a right-hand turn onto Charles Street, straight across the path of an oncoming motorcycle. The impact flinging the rider onto the road. Onlookers rush to help, desperately attempting to revive him while waiting for emergency services.
Anyone call ambulance?
But the 49-year-old man could not be saved. The driver of the ute, 23-year-old Driver Singh, was charged with negligent driving causing death. He only arrived here from India on a student visa last month.
And here we have yet another case of an international student from India, only just arrived, driving, probably doesn't even have his Aussie license yet, just using his Indian license. This is an Indian international driver's license. Read it. Driving here and unfortunately kills a motorcyclist. Like, what more can you say? And we haven't even got into the heavy stuff, like trucks, because that's what a lot of them do here, the truckers, and delivering, road training, like scary stuff. And this is how actually a lot of them migrate here, because they have these like Dharma visa things where you essentially can use your experience from your home country. I used to drive trucks at home, that you can fill in positions where they're needed. So like regional areas, especially, you know, when they want truckers, they basically are bringing them over, like just to drive trucks. And it is scary. And ask any real Aussie trucker, man. Like, they all know this. They all know this is happening and they don't like it. And again, I'm not saying every Indian trucker is a bad driver. I'm just saying the majority are not good. And that is just facts, guys. Like, you can't, the majority of them are not trained properly. They're doing poor practice and they stick together. Like, it's like the whole company is like run by them. You know what I mean? Like, and they just paying them $10 an hour or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'll show you these stories. These stories are heartbreaking, man.
The M5 East at a standstill and banked up for kilometres thanks to this Scots Transport B-double. The second time in a week, same company, same location.
The RMS are looking at possible loss of registration of this vehicle in question for up to 6 months.
We've just got to ask you what happened this morning.
The co-driver blamed his partner.
I am not driving, I am sleeping.
The driver was Gary Singh, licensed just 10 months.
I take wrong exit, so that's why I stuck in tunnel.
Police revealed he could neither reverse the truck or disconnect the rig.
Do you think you should know those basics before you're driving a truck like that?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
The police are so underconfident with the skills of the driver, they brought an RMS driver in to turn the truck around and get it out of the area.
Mr Singh also revealed he was in Australia on a 457 visa. The unions say that's illegal and dangerous.
This is a cocktail for seeing more people slaughtered on our roads, more drivers being exploited, and the government has to act.
And that's spot on. Like, that is spot on. It's dangerous. It's just pure dangerous, man. The guy had been here, he's only been licensed for 10 months, didn't know how to back it up, didn't know how to detach the trailer. And, like, listen to them. They can, seriously, they're barely speaking English, man. And this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. I have an MC license. I have a road train license. I did the tests. I've done the training. And it's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's too easy. It's way too easy, actually. Because I have the license. I legally can go and drive a B-double and work and do whatever. Like, let's cross the Nullarbor and grab a couple trailers, mate. You know, like, let's go. But would I be confident right now? No. Do I have to do any retraining? No. Am I licensed for life with it? Yes. Should that be the case? Absolutely not. I don't think it should be the case. I would probably struggle to detach the trailer now and back it up because it is not easy to back a B-double. But if you're not doing it properly all the time, you will forget these skills. And these guys, when their buddies from India, the co-driver, you know, they're from India, their boss is from India, then they're not getting taught the proper way to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, they're just cutting corners and cowboys. The cowboys, man. And this is really dangerous because these trucks are serious, bro. These are serious movers. And you gotta be dialed, man, because the consequences are shattering, man.
A truck driver who was high on drugs when he crashed on the M5, killing a 10-year-old boy, has pleaded guilty to the charges. Indian national Pushminder Singh ploughed into a car on the motorway in November 2019. The young boy died instantly. His sister was seriously injured.
No one goes out on this day intending to do anything, but unfortunately things happen and the tragic consequences are there for all to see, unfortunately.
The 27-year-old will be sentenced later this year.
And there we see the devastating effects. Again, somebody high on drugs, incompetent of driving a truck, little to no training probably, kills a 10-year-old boy. Seriously, I think he brain damaged the girl, so she's like seriously messed up for the rest of her life. I couldn't imagine being the mother, driving that car, taking her kids to school, all of a sudden everything's done. Like, We can't let this shit keep happening. And this is just a tip of the iceberg, guys. There's so many stories. I could be making this video for freaking hours and hours and hours and hours. Yeah, that one got to me. That one, I need a minute with that one.
Between 5 and 24 seconds. That's how long truck driver Amritpal Sidhu was inattentive for behind the wheel. And this was the result. 66-year-old grandfather Gabir Singh died in the back seat of the Toyota Camry when it was crushed between two trucks. Today, instead of jail, Amritpal Sidhu walked free from court, handed a 14-month suspended sentence. Sidhu crashed into the car which had pulled up at a roundabout. The 23-year-old admits he didn't see it and ploughed into it at almost 80 kilometres an hour. While telling Mr Sidhu he'd escaped jail, Judge Gillian Braddock appeared to become emotional. She told him to live the best life he could, that it's what Gabir Singh would have wanted. Sidhu's been banned from driving for 2 years.
We need to be very, very cautious when we are on the road.
Amelia Brune, 7 News.
I mean, what's happening, guys? What's happening? So we've got another guy just arrived, Indian guy driving a truck here, doesn't pay attention, squishes a car in front of him, kills a grandfather who was from India, actually visiting his family. Regardless, and the judge lets him walk. No punishment. Like, I understand accidents happen. I understand. But when you're just not paying attention, that's not an accident. I don't even know what to say, man. Like, that's the justice system in Australia. The lack of training in Australia. And, oh, we're so safe on the roads here in Australia. But you let cowboys come over here, drive these serious pieces of machinery, and endanger families and everyone on the road all the time. And this is not new, guys. This is countless stories. Again, like I've said. And again, I'm not trying to pin the blame on India specifically or anyone specifically. But everyone just needs to do their bit on the road here. And we got to have a better system. Driver education, defensive driving, this stuff all needs to be taught well, and especially for new migrants, and especially if they're going to drive a heavy vehicle. This is just common sense. And the fact we've been having so many accidents because of it, it's unacceptable. It's really unacceptable, and you got to wonder the amount of them doing Uber, doing taxis, doing truck deliveries, road train. There's too many doing this stuff, and they're not trained properly. We've all been in an Uber before and told this guy, like, whoa, slow down. Like, guy thinks he's a rally car driver, and it's like, buddy, I just want to get to where I'm going safely.
Triple caution, stay center, medium left. Listen to my calls.
This needs to be addressed. The government and the police need to stop with the blinders, because they just have blinders on and they're just, speed only happens. It's only speed. Let me tell you, it's not only speed. These guys are driving around with earpieces in, talking to their mom and pop back home for 16 hours a day, not really focusing on what they're doing, and just never using mirrors, never looking at their, don't know how to secure their load properly, and they're crashing into people on the daily. I don't know. I think everyone's welcome here if they want to embrace Australia. They want to properly migrate, do their bit, and show that they're competent behind the wheel. I think you need to show that you're competent behind the wheel. I think that goes for new drivers in any aspect, like even Aussies included. You've been grown up here. You still got to do a driver's education course in my head. That's what I think. In Canada, you're not forced to, but you're incentivized to. If you do a defensive driving course, you don't have to wait as long to get your full license. And I think that's what they should do here for the younger guys, or flat out just make them do it. Because, the roads here are terrible. They just are. And it's nothing to do with speed. It's just incompetence. But again, as always, you can comment your thoughts down below. I try to reply to all of you guys. And I give you a platform to speak on. So, again, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe. And, yeah, if I'm not cancelled, we'll see you on the next video.